When you're ready to send your quiz to other people, there's a couple things you want to check before you send it out. First of all, go up to the gearbox icon here. That's your settings, and we'll take a look at these. First of all, who can respond? If you want to make sure that it's only people who are in our school district that can respond, click that. If you need to send it to people outside of our school district, meaning they don't have a Stanwood Camano email address to log in with, then change it to anyone, and then it's free for anyone in the world to take a look at if you send them the link, and we'll come to that in a minute. You have a box here for can only submit one response, and that requires them to log in, but it prevents people from entering multiple entries. I'll change that back there. You also have, when it's set to anyone in our school district, you have the option to automatically collect their username, which is their email address. And that's very useful for student responses so that you're certain which student answered which questions. The exception to that obviously would be if you want to do an anonymous feedback type survey. You wouldn't want to check that. Okay. And also when you check this, the person taking the survey sees a little notification at the top that says your email address or username will be collected. When a person completes the survey, they're shown a confirmation page that says your response has been recorded. You can customize that message by clicking in here and typing something else. Beneath that, there is a few more options here. You can allow them to submit another response. Of course, if you check this box, that one is not possible. It's grayed out and you can't check it. You can allow them to go back in and edit the response that they entered. And you can allow them to see a summary of the other responses that people have made to that survey. So that could be useful for a classroom setting where you want to discuss the results, but it wouldn't be a good idea for a quiz or test, obviously. Presentation options, you can show a progress bar. If you have multiple pages in your quiz or survey, then it'll show you how far along you are in the process. And of course, you have the option to shuffle the order of your questions. So if two students are sitting next to each other in a computer lab, question number 2 would be probably a different question for each student. When you're happy with the settings, you can click Save, and then you're ready. Okay, so how do you share the form and give it to someone so they can take it? To do that, you're going to click the Send button. Now, it's kind of scary that it says Send, but it's okay. You click this, and this just means that you're going to go to the options for how to send it. So click the button. And the first one that comes up is the email address. And so you can type in email addresses and send it to them. You can even type in a message for that. You can include the form in the email, so they don't even have to click a link to go to the form. It's just right in the email for them. I haven't tested it recently, but in the past that was a tricky thing. It didn't really work well from Google, so maybe try that out before you actually use it. By far the easiest way to share your form with someone is to use a link. And so if you click on the second button here, you're given a really long and confusing looking link, but that's the easiest way. So you can just copy that link. You can paste that on a website. You could put it in Google Classroom. You could just write up your own email and just paste that into an email and send it to whoever you want to. It's just a regular old link, so use it like you would use any link. You also have the option to shorten it into a Google custom short form, and so that's if you need to have somebody that needs to write it on a board or something. This is much easier, but it's still kind of clunky. But anyway, that's how you would, that's by far the easiest way to share your form. Just create the link and copy and paste that. And by the way, that's how you'll share your form for our tech challenge this time. Just copy and paste the link in the comments of our classroom. The third option here is to embed the form. So if you use a website that allows you to embed HTML code, like a blog or something like that, you can use this code with a custom width and height to put the form right on your website. And so that people can go to your website and see the form just kind of floating there in a window, and they can take it right from your site. So a little more advanced, but that's a good option if you know how to use that kind of stuff. And again, it looks like we have the option for collecting the Stanwood Camano School District username on that too before you send it out. All right, so now you have the link. You can email that to people and they can start taking your form. In the next video, we'll talk about where do the responses come in and how do you find those and how do you look at those.